good? Matt Clark here at the new Matt Clark. How are each and every one of you doing on this amazing Wednesday? I'm doing great. My girl's doing great. My family's doing great. I hope each and every one of you are doing great despite the uncertain times that we live in. If you could please hit that like button. If you could please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification button so you get all my videos when they're new. If you could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word, that'd be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. There's a link in the description of all of my videos. So what's up, what's up, what's up? Happy Wednesday. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. We hit 7K subscribers today. It's like 700,000 views. I appreciate each and every one of you for just toughing it out with me and giving me the support that I need. You know what I'm saying? I honestly feel like you guys have really helped me along my recovery, and it means the world to me just to have the support, especially considering, like, I never thought I'd have 50 subscribers, and here I am with 7,000 people who want to watch my videos and appreciate what I'm doing, and I'm telling you, it means the world to me. So today, I'm gonna take it back and tell an interesting story. It's a story of violence. I'm not gonna lie. It's a story of violence. And it happened at Newmarket Court. Now, anybody who's been to court knows. You get up early in the morning, they're waking you up like 5 a.m. You gotta go sit in the bullpen, eat some tiny little bowl of cereal, and really nothing else except for maybe like some peanut butter and bread and a beverage. You're gonna get that, and then a little tiny sandwich later on, probably 1 o'clock in the day. And aside from that, you're gonna eat nothing. So you're gonna be marved. You're gonna be marved. So most guys are hangry all day long, cheesed, frustrated, chirping at the feds, just, you know, all right, like all around, not happy to be there. It is not a fun circumstance, and we know that. Court sucks. Then you gotta take an hour ride in a paddy wagon, specifically from Lindsay. Some places a half an hour, some places 40 minutes, just depends. But if you're going from Lindsay to Newmarket, it's like an hour and 15-minute ride with your butt on that steel bench. It's not comfortable. There's like 6, 7 people crammed into a space that should really hold about 3 people. And that is court. It's no fun. So whenever you're at court, there's this tiny little bullpen. There's way more people jammed into that bullpen than should be. And everybody's just on edge. There's arguing, there's bullying, there's jokes. Sometimes you'll get smoking, but, you know, it just depends. And there's stress. Everybody worried about what kind of time they're going to get, if they're going to get bail. And it can lead to a lot of things happening. It can lead to a lot of violence. It can lead to a lot of fights, arguments, disagreements, and all of the above. Because you got to remember, there's some people that are at court for major cases. They could be 2, 3 years deep in provincial. And then there's some people that are literally one day and they're bitching and they're complaining and they just can't believe that they're in jail. And they really don't expect to be there. They're not the kind of person that's ever been there. So they don't know how to act. They don't know how to behave. And sometimes it's just like oil and water. The people in the bullpens don't mix. Well, this day I was there with 2 of my homeboys. And these guys, I like them a lot. But they're goons. That's a reality of it. They're goons, right? They definitely are about that life. And at the time, they're fighting a murder case. So they're definitely on edge all the time. And this specific day at court, there's this Italian dude. A real, like, fob Italian dude who could barely speak English. And even though he could speak English enough to understand and get along, like, with language, he had a strong accent, and he had that strong alpha Italian male personality, despite the fact that he didn't look tough. He looked like he couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight, like, honestly. But he was loud, he was obnoxious, and he didn't really care who he was bothering because he wanted to go home. So he's one of those guys, CO, I need to talk to my lawyer, I need to talk to duty counsel, I need to go down to court, I can't wait, I gotta get bail. He's one of these guys, right? And eventually somebody just told him, yo, bro, like, lock it, nice it, before somebody bucks you in your face. And he didn't like that. He didn't like that at all. And man, the guy, so if you've ever been in fights, if you've ever been in confrontations, sometimes it starts with somebody getting their pride hurt. Most of the time it starts with somebody getting their pride hurt. And it doesn't always kick off right away. It's not always like instantaneous fighting, swinging, banging. Sometimes somebody's got to sit there and kind of stew on it and mellow in it, right? Like a lot of the time, that's why guys end up getting stabbed in federal, is because guys stew on it overnight, and it gives them a chance to think, you know what, I don't like this. I really want to get this dude. I'm going to put a knife in him instead of beating him up, right? But in a court cell, that's not an option always. But at this specific time, it wasn't an option. He starts arguing with one of my homeboys and doesn't realize that the two co-accused are there. And both of them are jacked. They're both problems. But the guy he's arguing with looks like less of a problem than the guy who he doesn't know is there as a co-accused and is going to ride for this dude. But he's actually the bigger problem of the two, right? Better fighter, may not be quite as big, but angry and bitter and wants to throw down because he's going through it at the moment. He's stressed at the moment. And at the time, I was just getting to know the dude, so I didn't really want to intervene. I didn't really want to give my input. It's not really how you do it. Somebody's going through it at court, you kind of just give them their space. Maybe you're talking to them, you know, you offer your support. You say, you know, don't worry about it, dog. You know, you're going to get through this. You move like that. But when somebody's there and he's just straight up obnoxious and totally inconsiderate to the fact of what you're going through, that's not a good mix in prison, because most guys that are going through that just aren't going to put up with it. They're already frustrated enough. When you're looking at the big elbow, you don't really care. You don't, especially if you feel like the odds are stacked against you for conviction, right? And I think that's what my homeboy felt like. I think he felt like, nah, doc, not today. This dude is not going to talk down, is not going to get mouthy today. And the dude just didn't know when to shut up. He kept talking and talking and talking. Got more argumentative, and finally they were full-blown arguing, okay? Now, I would have expected this Italian dude to really not take it there, right? He didn't look like the guy, like, he just didn't. He just looked like somebody that would be a regular guy, like a 40-year-old father of 3. He was like an accountant or something. That's literally what this guy looked like. He had these wrist wraps, like these Guido wrist wraps, and I'm Italian, so I can say that. But he has these like exercise wristbands. For some reason, they never took them off of him. And he put them on his hands, and he's like standing against the wall, just standing there like, and I could tell he's like hyping himself up. This guy is really like building himself up to do something. Now, like I said before, I'm not going to intervene. At the time, like, I'd been through the YO system a lot, but I was new and adult, and I hadn't really like been exposed to that much adult violence at this point, especially like this. And I'm going to be honest, I wasn't good at reading the scene. I wasn't really aware of what was going on, because in my mind, I thought like, you know, it's not really something that I'm going to snap about. Like, the dude's stressed, I'm stressed, I'm going to keep it moving. I'm just going to ignore the dude, and I'm not going to take it there, because he wasn't really trying to beef. He just wasn't trying to be punked. You understand what I'm saying? He wasn't about to have his manhood taken in the court cell, despite the fact that he was going home that day. So what happens? Eventually, this guy builds up enough chutzpah to just attack. I'm telling you, the man attacked. And just swinging. But it wasn't good for him. It really wasn't. Because my boy went boom! And just buckled him, okay? So the guy is now like this, with his knees behind him, leaning up against the bars like this. And Buddy just starts punting his face. Boom! Boom! The co-accused jumps in. Boom! 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 They're just booting Buddy's face off the bars. He's unconscious. There's blood everywhere. Crazy, brother. Like, typically, you don't see this stuff happen at court this severe because you're getting charged. Like, it's on camera. There's no way you can beat it. Like, it is what it is. But I tell you what, I actually think they did beat it because he was the aggressor in the situation. So I don't think they got convicted, despite the fact that they got charged with aggravated assault, assault causing bodily harm, and my boy went out of there on a fry basket. A for effort, F for success, I guess. I respect that the man wasn't about to be punked off, and I respect that the man stood on what he believed in, but at the same time, like, it didn't have to go there, and he attacked. It's one of those things you don't really expect to see. Like, if I put those two guys up, and then this one guy, you would say there's no chance this guy's going to attack that. But, hey, you got to rate it. You got to rate it, despite the fact that he probably has lifelong brain damage and is probably still to this day sipping out of a straw. I made homies with my boy that day because I gave him my clothes to try my best to make him presentable in court after he was splashed with blood. To get rid, you know what I mean. Prison's no fun, and court just makes it worse. I could come up on here and glamorize and talk about hood reputation or being a bad boy and how that can help you in the streets, but eventually that status gets to a point where you become a target. Now, this situation wasn't that. This situation was just wrong place, wrong time, wrong choice. They tell you to stand on it no matter what, but this dude was not just standing on it. He was stepping in it because he wasn't thinking. He never surveyed the scene. He wasn't aware of what he was up against. And because of that, he got hurt really, really bad and could have very easily died. People die from getting less. So obviously I share my stories with you guys so you guys don't have to go through these things yourselves. If I could snap my finger, nobody goes to prison. Nobody gets assaulted in prison. Nobody has to do crime because everybody's doing great. All the opportunity is there. Everybody is being successful and making money and living good. Then that's what I do. But we all know in 2021, it's not a reality. Like, people out here are hungry. Ribs is touching. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And sometimes that could land you in prison. Hopefully by sharing my stories with you guys can learn a little bit. And even if you end up in prison, you're in a much better circumstance than if you knew nothing at all. You're not just green, going in there with your eyes closed, and at least have some understanding of what it is. And at the same time, we can help the guys that have been there for a while, lifers, DOs, and big number guys, not have to deal with guys coming in that are super green. You see these kind of stories all the time in prison. Guys getting hurt, man. And like I said, it affects you. You know, at that time, I enjoyed the violence. I enjoyed seeing people get hurt because I was still caught up myself. I didn't personally like to assault people that way, but it was interesting for me to see it, and I was cold to it already because of Tyak. But like I said, every time you see something like that, it strips a little bit more of your soul, makes you a little colder and a little bit more prepared to see violence and be a part of violence. If you could please hit that like button. If you could please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification button so you get all my videos when they're new. If you could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word, that'd be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. The link is in the description of most of my videos. So, like I said, 7K, baby. Thank you guys very, very much for the support. It means the world to me, man. We're going to keep trucking. We're going to keep learning how to do more and do better. And just take it from there, man. See where it takes us. See where this journey takes us. Love each and every one of you. Newmarket.